guys, welcome to my channel. So what I'm going to show you a few tricks, maybe for some of the beginner photographers, or even some of the professional photographers, if you don't already know this stuff. And this is going to be in Lightroom Classic. That being said, let's get started. I've actually loaded a few pictures and already applied some of my presets to them, so I wanted to go ahead and get that over with, because everybody has their own presets that they've got or they've purchased or whatever. But I mainly wanted to concentrate on just showing you how to soften skin, remove flyaways, that type of stuff, as far as hair and all that. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull up the first picture, go to the Develop tab. We're in the Develop tab. Alright, now we're going to hit the circle. What I've already did is I've already added, I'm going to delete all these. Delete mask 4, delete mask 3, delete mask 2, delete mask 1. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to hit select subject. It'll select the subject for you. So what I usually do is, she's pretty bright, but you can always adjust that to where she's popping, out of the picture. So that's pretty good right there. So now what I'll do is I'll click back out of that. I'll zoom in. Now we'll get right on her face. And you can see that the picture's pretty clear and all that stuff. But then I'll go in here. And before I go in there though, let's go to this, which is the generative AI, which is like to remove stuff and all that. So what I'll do is I'm going to just go in here and just kind of put some spots on her face where there's a few little imperfections. Go ahead and just click those, and then I'll just hit remove. You'll wait for it to do its magic. Alright, that's done. So then I'll click out of that and you'll notice it removed all that. Now what I'll do here is I'll go back to the mask and I'll hit plus, and I'll hit select people. And what it's going to do is it's going to search who's in this picture. There she is. Okay, I'll click that. Now right here you can go down there and you can click on what you want to soften or edit on. So what I'll do is I'll do facial, I'll do body skin. Her eyebrows look fine. Her eyes, the iris part, I usually hit that. Her lips, I'll go ahead and do them. And then I hit create mask. Now what you do is you click on the first one here, and what it's going to do is it's going to be her lips. So say you wanted to make her lips a little more red, so you got your tint tab over here in your color. You can just kind of drag that over and you can kind of see how it makes her lips a lot redder. Gives some color to her lips. And sometimes this comes into play when they don't have a lot of makeup on. You can just kind of like make their lips and stuff pop. Okay, here's their eyes. So what I usually do here is her eyes are kind of a blue color. So what I can do is you can drag that over. If you'll look, see how her eyes get brighter. What I'll do is I'll barely pull it up, and then I'll just kind of drag this over a little bit just to make that blue pop a little bit more in her eyes. See how her eyes kind of like look more blue? Yeah, right there. Alright, so we'll click down now to her body skin. What I do with body skin is I just hit the texture button and I just kind of pull it over just a little bit, just to soften her skin just a little bit. Now on the face, go up here to custom, and you'll look down. If you'll scroll down, you'll see where it's got softened skin and softened skin light. Keep in mind the softened skin is extreme. It's a lot. So I usually just hit the soften lightly, and it does a pretty good job. So you can see how it's just kind of softened her forehead up, her cheekbones, chin area. Looks pretty good. So then what I do is I click out. I'll zoom out and you can see how good that looks. It looks amazing. But you can zoom back in if you want. So like you have some flyaways that you want to get rid of. You can go back over here to generative field and say like, see how these right here are? And you can kind of, say you wanted just to get rid of some of them, nothing crazy, but you can just try to grab your tool over down her hairline and then zip it out and then just hit remove. Sometimes this works, sometimes it don't. And there's an easier way of doing it if you wanted to go into Photoshop, but some people don't mess with Photoshop. So what it does, it did a pretty good job, but you have three options right here. You can see, you can click, it'll give you an option, which that one there is pretty good. And click, And that gives you the option. But I think I like the first option better. So then I'll just click out of that. You can see it got a lot of the flyaways away. It looks really good. So now I'll just pop out. And then, of course, picture looks good to me. You can reframe it, or crop it, I mean. Get crop. I usually do this to 8x10 because then I can just pretty much print anything, and then you can just drag it up. Now we're going to click into this one. All right, go to develop. Pull it up. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit select subject because she kind of looks dark to me. The rest of the picture looks good. It'll detect her. And then what I'll do is I'll just drag her up just a little bit, just enough to brighten her up a little bit to where, right there. See, that's perfect. Now, I'm not going to zoom in on this one because this young lady, her skin and all that was just like, she's just absolutely perfect. But it's going to detect her and click it. All right, so she's got tattoos and stuff. So be cautious when you soften the body or the skin. Just be cautious when you soften the skin because it'll make the tattoos also look soft. All right, she's showing teeth, so we're going to click teeth on this too. All right, so we hit the first mask, it's going to be teeth. So what's cool is you can go over here to the custom and right click and go down, and you'll notice it's got teeth whitening. You just click that. AI does its thing. You can see her teeth look nice and white. It does an amazing job. All right, here's her lips. What I'll do is I'll just drag this over a little bit just to put a little bit more red tonish, pinkish tone into her lips. Perfect. All right, click the next one. It's going to be her eyes. She has dark brown eyes, so you're not going to want to do too much, but you can lighten them up just a little bit to where it looks pretty good. And that's just bringing your ISO up a little bit, exposure. All right, lightens or softens skin. So you can go in here, click the custom bar again, and then you can hit soften skin lightly. Awesome. It does its magic. You can see how smooth and her skin looks, you know. All right, now you're on the face. You can click in the custom bar again. Softly lighten. All right, so I'm gonna go over here. She's got like a couple bruises on her knees. So we're just gonna hit that and hit remove to get those out of there. Awesome, now when you click out, you can see it took all those dark bruises off her knees. Now we're gonna go zoom in. You can just see how soft her skin is. Like it done a really good job. So it didn't do bad. There's a couple spots. So let's click this one, see if it gives us the different options. See that right there, I can roll with that one. That right there looks pretty good. See, that's not bad. All right, so say you wanted to say you wanted to act like it was a golden hour. I think this might have been shot probably 11, 12 o'clock, which sunny day. There was an overhang over in here somewhere that kind of blocked the sun directly on her. But just say you wanted to make it look kind of like the golden hour where you got the sun coming in behind her. But you go over here and you can hit the plus sign. If you go down here to linear gradient, hit it, and what you do is you click the screen, you can see it starts doing this, and you can drag these buttons about and then bring this towards her. And then what you do is you can go over here and see your color wheel or tab. You can just kind of drag it over and see how it makes it yellow. Well, what's cool is say you wanted to do that, bring your exposure up just a little bit where it's kind of like beaming in on her. But see how it's got her kind of looking orange? What you can do is you can go over here, hit the dots, and then hit insert mask with, and what you can do is it's letting you decide how you want to position that linear filter. So if you just want it on the background, you go down here to select background. If you'll notice, you'll watch, she's no longer got that tint on her. So now it's behind her. See how it's up behind her now? It's kind of got a glow behind her. So that's a way you can kind of do that. Very, very simple. All right, so let's go to the next picture. All right, you'll notice how bright this picture is. So what I'll do is I'll come over here and I'll go to the Develop tab. I like how bright she is, but I'm kind of like iffy on the background. So what I may do is I may select background, and then what I may do is just turn or pull the exposure down just a little bit to where she kind of pops off the picture. So what I'll do is now is I'm gonna zoom in on her. Sorry. If you'll notice, she's got little lint stuff on her shirt. We're gonna go in here and just kind of click on those, just get some of that off of her. Hit remove. All right, so we know that's good. We'll click out and make sure. All right, that's all that's done. We'll scroll down a little bit. We're gonna hit the plus sign here. We're gonna hit select people. It's gonna detect her. Takes just a second. All right, we're gonna click her. We're gonna create some masks. We're gonna do face, body, her eyes. Her lips look pretty good. I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm gonna hit create. I'm gonna hit the first mask, which is gonna be her eyes. She has brown eyes, so we're going to pull that up just a little bit to lighten her eyes up just a hair right there. Look at that. Awesome. All right, now we'll hit the next mask, which is going to be her body skin. I'm just going to pull that one down just a little bit. Or if you want to just leave that and then click custom, you can go down here and hit soften skin lightly. And it does this little deal. So now you're on skin. So we're going to hit custom, go down here to custom. We'll hit soften skin lightly. We don't want to go too much. It does their magic. Click out of it. Now you can see how it softened her skin up. Now we're going to zoom back out. Look at that. And again, you can always remove things if you need to. You know, like if you feel like that's a distraction, you can go right here, make it bigger, and just kind of like paint over that, and then hit the remove. Takes a second for it to do its little deal. Boom, it's gone. All right. This one here. All right, so let's go into develop. First off, what's distracting is there was some downtown Chattanooga area. They were doing some construction around the building. I thought, you know, let's do some around this fence here. The only thing I didn't like about it was this right here little deal. So we're going to hit remove tool. We're just going to paint over that. Make sure you get all of it. And hit remove and let it do its thing. See what it does. Done a pretty good job. See, I'm cool with that. All right, so now we're going to hit select people. Click her. We're going to create some mask again. Hit facial, body. She's not showing teeth. I'm not going to hit her eyes this time. Everything else looks pretty good. I think that's all we're going to do. So let's just hit create. Hit the first one, was her body skin. Hit the custom tab. Let's go down here lightly, soften, lightly soften. Hit the next one. It's going to be her face. Hit the custom tab. Go down here and say light, soften skin. Awesome. Now I'll click out of it. All right, let's click the next picture. First off, I know this looks off, so we may try to straighten it and see what it does. The background, this overall tone of this picture looks amazing. I'm not going to do anything except maybe brighten her up. I'm going to hit select subject. And I've got my color set to green, but you can change it to whatever color, you know, that when it selects subject to what you want. I just always use green. So I'm going to pull exposure up just a little bit on her, just to brighten her up a little bit. Look at that, awesome. All right, now I'm going to hit select peak, and you hit facial, body. I'm going to hit her eyes this time. She's not showing teeth. Create mask. Okay. First off, it's going to be her lips. So we're going to put just a little more color in her lips. Right there, awesome. Now her eyes. Her eyes are like a hazel color, so you got to be cautious not to pull too much, because you can tell they don't look real. All right, soften skin, we'll hit custom, go down to soften skin lightly. Now her face, we'll hit custom, go down to soften skin lightly. Now we're going to click out. Look at that, amazing. All right, so what we're going to do different on this one is you kind of hover over the picture, you can right click. Let's go say edit in Adobe Beta. What I want to do is I want to make this picture just a little bigger. It's going to pull it up in Photoshop Beta. And what I want to do is I want to make this picture just a little bit more in size, where I want to have a little more detail on the edges of her. So you're going to go over here to the crop tool and see how it's this way. If you grab this corner and drag it down like that, see how it went into horizontal and then vertical? She's center. So what I'm going to do is I just want to expand this picture. And this is one of the cool things about this. This is And I'm not going to put, you can actually put some type of description in there, but you don't really necessarily have to, because it's just going to take the stuff on the edges here and just make the picture bigger. So I'm going to hit generate and let AI do its magic. Look at that. Ain't that just crazy? All right, it's going to give you 3 options. So you'll see right here over here on your right. You can click them, and it's just different options. And honestly, it's just whatever one you prefer. Yeah, I think I like the first one. So once you get that done and you like this picture, you can go up here. You can just hit File, go down to Export, and export as a quick export of a PNG. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. But yeah, some little tricks with Lightroom. Thank you.